Oh, that's a $5 million deal.
I recognize that voice. Nagisa?
Waku Waku Corporation has agreed to take on the new store construction project. Here are the documents for the deal, Suzuki.
Oh, that's a $5 million deal. Nice work landing it. I knew Waku Waku Corporation would take it for that price. See, I told you so, Dad. No, I mean, Mr. Arihara.
My name is Keiji Sato. I work in sales at Tokimeki Electronics, a major electronics retailer. I still can't accept how Tokimeki's sales division splits up the work, but I guess that's just how it is. A few days later.
Hey, Keiji, where are you right now? You haven't brought in any new deals lately.
If you don't land some soon, Suzuki and I are stuck here with nothing to do. If this keeps up, we might have to reconsider your position.
Oh, so if Keiji doesn't hand you any deals, you two just end up twiddling your thumbs, huh?
I recognize that voice. Nagisa?
That's right. I'm actually in the middle of handling the Waku Waku Core deal right now. So could we continue this later? I'm busy.
The Waku Waku Corporation deal. That's the one Keiji handed over to me.
Yes, and?
And? Come on! Our sales department splits the roles between acquiring deals and expanding deals. Our company's been doing just fine with this division of labor since the late CEO's days. Well, I suppose you might not know, since you only became CEO half a year ago.
Of course I know. I understand it very well, but the sales department is far too rigid and inflexible. And for the record, other departments don't cling to that kind of strict division of roles. They adjust responsibilities depending on the situation.
Well, even if that's true, our department is different, and
Carrying on the late CEO's wishes is important. But have you ever actually thought about what his intentions were?
of course, anyone would prefer to work in the position they're most comfortable with.
I see. I understand. For now, I believe Keiji is the best person for the Waku Waku Core deal, so he'll continue handling it.
What? Fine. If you're that insistent, Nagisa, then you must have a reason. But failure is not an option. I hope you're ready for that.
Yeah, I understand. Then if you'll excuse me.
Are you really okay with this? Me handling the Waku Waku Corporation deal?
Of course. You're the one who landed it, right?
But I'm...
If I thought you weren't capable enough, I wouldn't have gone up against them just to give you this deal. Keiichi, I believe you're right. So trust my decision and give this deal everything you've got.
If Nagisa has that much faith in me, then maybe I can believe in myself again. Alright, I'll do my best.
That's the spirit.
And so, the construction of Waku Waku Corporation's new store began. But soon after, things stopped going according to schedule, and delays started piling up.
Hey, Keiji, what's going on here? I heard the construction's falling behind schedule. Sheesh, you went as far as convincing Nagisa to let you handle this, but it's not going well at all.
That's because...
Suzuki, it's your fault.
Eh? Me?
Yes. The reason for the delay is that the plan you submitted to Waku Waku Core differs from the one Keiichi originally agreed on when he negotiated with them.
Suzuki, you changed the plan? Huh? Oh, I guess I did. Keiichi's plan had the store way too small. That goes against our company policy. So I asked him to make it as big as possible within budget. Small stores don't suit Tokimeki after all. Suzuki made the right call.
And Keiichi, why did you propose building a smaller store?
Because with our current number of employees, I didn't think we could manage a large new store properly.
Come on, have you forgotten the late CEO's vision? Business is meant to keep expanding. If we're short on staff, we just hire more. Exactly. That's how we keep boosting our operational profit every year.
The late CEO didn't push for expansion, just to inflate profits, you know.
Nagisa, with all due respect, you barely even knew the late CEO, did you? Until half a year ago, you were still the sales director at our rival company. I, on the other hand, worked with him for over 40 years. Frankly, I'll never understand why he chose you as his successor so soon after you transferred here.
Just because you were close to him doesn't mean you understood his entire business philosophy. Tell me, do you two actually know what's happening in every single store right now?
Of course we do.
I see. Then let's go visit one particular store. I think seeing it for yourselves will help you understand what Keiichi and I are trying to say.
This is one of the top 3 highest grossing stores in the Tokyo area. The one Suzuki puts the most effort into. And what exactly are we supposed to learn here?
Kenta, may I have a word with you?
Sure, what can I do you for?
If you were to sell this rice cooker to a customer, what features would you highlight?
Okay, first of all, I'd focus on how it allows you to adjust the cooking method depending on the type of rice. You can easily tweak how fluffy or firm the rice turns out to match the user's preference.
I see. Keiichi, anything about that explanation catch your attention?
Well, the feature you mentioned is also available in other brands' rice cookers. So what exactly sets this one apart from the competition?
Well, let's see. Maybe the precision of the temperature sensor? This one can adjust in 0.5 Celsius increments, so it can bring out more subtle differences in taste.
I see, the temperature sensor. But wouldn't factors like the amount of rice, or whether it's new crop rice, change those results? Can you give me concrete examples of where this model has an advantage over the others?
I'm sorry. I'll need to check on that. Could you give me a moment?
Sure, thank you.
Why is he suddenly asking such complicated questions? What is he trying to do?
15 minutes later.
I'm sorry. I asked all the staff, but we couldn't come up with a clear answer.
That's all right. Thank you very much for your cooperation. As I suspected, most of the responses were straight out of the manual. None of them went above and beyond our expectations.
Come on, that's way too nitpicky. This is not fair.
Is it? At other rival electronic retailers, they have specialized staff for each appliance who can actually answer these questions. For example, back in my previous company, if I'd asked Keiichi's question about this rice cooker, the staff would have said, compared to other models, this one gives the rice a firmer texture. And that's because the manufacturer specifically designed it with that texture in mind. So the staff truly understood both the product's unique traits and the intent behind its design.
It depends on the stores, but we also have locations that feature specialized staff.
But, as Keiichi pointed out, our employee count is too low. If we keep pushing for expansion, our customer service quality will only keep dropping. Even at our third best-selling store, the manager himself has to step in and help. That would never happen at other companies.
I see. Then it seems there's also an issue with staff training. Kenta, how are you handling employee training? Of course. We focus on polite customer service and making sure every shopper enjoys their experience. And we strictly follow the manual while everyone does their best to be creative. But on the other hand, we don't have enough time for in-depth product training. And there's no one available to teach specialized knowledge. Have you really brought these concerns up with Suzuki? Yes, I've brought this up to him many times, but I see. My attempt to back him up just backfired. What? We just didn't have the budget for it. We can't even afford to bring in proper trainers.
I see. So you admit that part, and you're right. We can't spend any more on labor costs as things stand.
Exactly. That's why.
Do you know why you can't afford it? Because you keep pouring all your extra funds into expansion without ever stopping to reconsider that path. Keiichi chose to step away from constant expansion for a reason. It's because he wanted to create an environment where employees could work comfortably and customers could feel free to ask anything. Mamoru, let me ask you again. Do you know why the late CEO pushed for expansion in the first place?
Well, it was to increase profits.
Wrong. It was to bring happiness to as many customers as possible. He wanted expansion only if it could preserve an environment that maximized their satisfaction. The late CEO realized that Tokimeki was drifting away from that intention, so he planned to change things with me. Unfortunately, he passed away before he could make that happen.
So, Even the late CEO had come to understand that.
Maybe so, but if we stop expanding, how will we ever cover labor costs?
By increasing sales at each individual store. And if anyone can figure out how, it's Keiichi, isn't it?
Me?
Keiichi, you've been visiting stores on your days off, studying them on your own, haven't you?
Yeah, you knew about that?
Of course. The store managers often talk about it.
I had no idea.
And it's not just you. Employees across all departments are thinking about what they can do to make this company better. But if you keep locking people into rigid roles and shutting down their ideas, Tokimeki will never move forward. The original purpose of this division of roles wasn't to trap people. It was to ensure they fully understood their responsibilities before moving between departments.
This is the first I've heard of that.
From now on, once employees like Keiichi reach a certain level of proficiency, if they wish, we'll allow them to switch departments or even change roles. And if you notice something, speak up right away. Keiichi, you understand that, don't you?
Yes, if only I'd had the confidence to speak up when the late CEO was still around. I always hesitated, thinking nobody would listen. But now I know, if you don't act when it matters, it might be too late. I realized that, thanks to you, Nagisa.
Well, it's no wonder you couldn't say anything with Mamoru, and his son locking everything down the way they did. Now then, you two still don't seem convinced, do you?
Of course not. You can't just blow everything out of proportion over one rice cooker. We've been getting results. There's no need to change everything.
I see. Well then, if we're talking about putting the right people in the right roles, wouldn't it be fair to say you two are in the wrong ones?
Huh? Well, what do you mean by that?
Because declining service quality, shrinking sales at some stores, and the inability to cover labor costs, all of that has happened under your watch. Starting now, why not shift your focus from expanding current deals to bringing in new ones, just like Keiichi has been doing?
Why us?
Because you haven't delivered results. If Keiichi turns out to be unfit for handling deal expansions, we'll switch him back.
Keiichi doesn't have a shot. Suzuki's got way more experience and it shows. This one's in the bag. Then let's do it.
Nagisa.
No negativity allowed. Keiichi, you've got this, trust me.
Okay. And so, the sales department underwent a major restructuring.
All right, I just landed a $10 million deal. Now I can finally... Good work. All right, Keiichi, this one's yours.
Yes, a $10 million deal. Got it.
Wait, I was the one who brought that in.
Suzuki, a $10 million deal is great, but don't forget to work on smaller deals too.
Hold on, I don't get to be involved with a 10 million deal at all?
Nope, your role is already set.
What about the other employees?
They're flexible. They adapt depending on the situation.
This is ridiculous. Just bringing in deals doesn't help my sales numbers at all. Yeah, this is so unfair.
Mamoru, Suzuki? This is exactly what you two did to Keiichi from the start, isn't it? And now you're complaining. This just proves you only ever wanted to do the easy part. It's pretty shameful to twist the late CEO's vision just for your own convenience. You'll both keep these roles from now on. Got it?
Darn it. We've been tricked.
After that, I continued to deliver results while the two of them were.
If this keeps up, we'll be stuck doing the same work forever. If there's no chance of promotion, then we're quitting.
Without a second thought, the two of them jumped ship to another company. But
this manual's completely different from the old one, and from the late CEO's vision. How are we supposed to get promoted like this?
no matter how they looked at it, the new manual had nothing in it for them, and their patience finally snapped. They ended up clashing with their new boss, got labeled as problem employees, and their reputations tanked. Now, they're stuck complaining while working in a stressful job. That's nothing like what they're good at. Meanwhile,
Thanks for bringing these documents. Oh,
is this a photo of the late CEO and you, Nagisa? When you were a kid?
yes. The truth is, he was my uncle. He used to play with me all the time when I was little.
I had no idea.
Once I grew up, I joined a rival company, so we drifted apart. But 2 months before he passed away, we had dinner together. That's when he asked me to help this company. And he also told me that there was an employee named Keiichi Sato, and that the company was full of hard-working people like him.
Wait, the late CEO? He talked about me?
You never know who's watching your efforts. But I promise you this, I'll never overlook the hard work of my people. Not ever.
That's incredible. Nagisa, she feels so far out of my league.
If I told him I've been thinking about him ever since that day, would he hate me? Saying anything unrelated to work takes so much courage.
Enjoyed the video?
Then smash that like button and subscribe.